Hat tip to think before you sleep. Being child-free by choice. 5 women on why they decided not to have kids. You see, what's on the menu today, Hamster? Dale's Pale Ale. Oscar Blues Brewery, Longmont, Colorado. Right up the road. Rocky Mountain Pure Spring Water and shit. Being child-free by choice. Does anybody really have a problem with this? What's the argument, to these women that they have to respond as if this is a thing? What was the F-word movement about? Well, it was about women making choices with their own lives. In other words, in 1950, maybe women were expected to have children, be married and all, but we're in current year, 2020. None of that applies anymore because of F-ism. Of course, if you want to argue that it still applies, perhaps you have to admit that the F-ism movement failed utterly and totally, because nothing is different than it was 70 years ago, right? So let's jump in and see what these oppressed women have to say, because they don't want to have children and no one is saying they should. But they're going to say, well, wait a minute. No, it's still oppression somehow. The patriarchy. Gotta be somewhere.
The world perceived child-free women in the most negative light possible.
Well, I'm certain there are some cultures maybe located somewhere over, by the, you know where they are. Maybe that's a thing, but not in the United States. And I think that's where we're talking.
I think it's not a need for women anymore.
Okay, well, good. Good for you. I'm glad you're emancipated, empowered. You don't want to have kids. You're only 22. I know things might change a little bit in 10 years when you're a little older, but hey, your choice is your choice. No problem. No one is arguing that you should. Go out and tell us that we are.
We don't need to have children. We find that our own happiness is more important. Our own mental health is more important.
Fine, yeah. Do what you want with your life. I've been saying that for months, even years. We get one spin on this rock in space. So if you want to do what you want to do, do it. Of course, except if you're a man. Then we've got a problem. But go on, Kristen, and I think she's cute.
We have been called selfish. We've been called narcissists, which is kind of strange.
I do have a coworker who recently had a baby. All of my other coworkers were like ogling over him and making silly faces.
Yeah, that's what people do. Oh, that baby's cute. Or Hamster's grandson's going to be a player in the NFL. That's what people do.
And I'm just like typing away on my computer.
So you don't care much about children. You don't care much. Okay, it's your choice. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to your next door neighbor. We don't give a shit. Do what you want with your life. I mean, what more can we say?
When it comes to when I knew that I didn't want to have children, it's hard to say only because I don't remember ever feeling like I did. I don't know what the feeling is like to want to have children. When I am in groups and there are persons talking about wanting children, I don't know how to respond.
How about congratulations, good for you. I hope you have lots of healthy kids. That would be the polite thing to say. Just, I don't want kids, but hey, good for you, okay.
In middle school, one of my friends, she said she never had the desire to have kids.
Middle school, that would be what, 15, 14? Trust me, things change once you go through puberty and such.
And she said that and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was an option.
You didn't realize it was an option to not have children. Do not do that. In the United States, in 2020. I might have to get the goat here. This is getting crazy.
And when she said that, I was like, I don't know if I want to have kids either.
Okay, good. Yay. Congratulations. So, who is arguing that you should? If you don't want to, don't. I mean, am I missing something?
What really sealed the deal for me was my time as a teacher and my time as a nanny.
Okay, so you've dealt with the little brats, little snotty-nosed, diaper-wearing little monsters. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I remember feeling 2 different ways.
Okay. Go on.
about my students. One was that I wanted to adopt them all and keep them and take care of them and love them and nurture them.
Substitute your students for cats.
And then the other part of me was like, oh my gosh, this is all day, every day.
Yeah, 24/7, 365 for 18 years. That's why having a child needs to be a bit more of a serious thing, because they're a big responsibility. It's not like getting a new plant or a new kitty cat. It's a big friggin' deal, you know?
And that's when the first seeds of maybe this isn't for me started to spring up.
And good for you. If you don't want to have kids, don't. What's the argument here?
I knew for sure that having kids was not what I wanted to do
Gosh, she's cute though. Damn.
because of my gut instinctive reaction, which was kind of like illness, kind of like a tunnel that just shot out in front of me and looked very, very dark.
That's certainly one way to look at it, I suppose.
I find it very interesting that a lot of the people who do give me pushback on not wanting to have kids are women.
Shocker, it's the women that are pressuring you societally to have children. It's also women who mostly SLUT shame women. I know, I realize it.
If you are a woman and you don't understand why somebody else doesn't want to have kids, learn about it, ask about it. Don't immediately shut them down or think that they're heartless.
Educate yourself, you evil women.
I don't think that I'm a heartless person.
Hands down, responses from women are way worse.
Really? I'm just, hold on. I've been worse. I should have gotten 3 beers.
With men, it's more like a curiosity, oh, how did you come to this decision? Women see it as an invitation to convince me otherwise.
Is it your grandma, your auntie? Is it some older woman who's been through all this bullshit and realized that they effed up? And maybe you shouldn't do that. You should have kids and a family. Oh, God.
It's, oh, not right now, but you want some in the future.
Well, you never know. It depends on your age. I mean, if you're like the previous woman, 15, middle school, I have no kids. You don't know shit when you're 15. You really don't. I mean, nobody does. Men, women, other kin, hamster, furry lovers. No, nobody knows anything at 15. And so many things change in 10, 15 years after you're in middle school. It's crazy.
What are you going to do when you're old and you're alone?
You're going to be old and alone?
Whatever I want, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, you'll be feeding a lot of cats as well. I'm sorry. Is that an illegal stereotype, YouTube?
Regret is another threat also. You'll regret it when you get older.
Well, maybe. I mean, you're 45. I think you've made your mind up, and it might be a little too late. You can certainly adopt some cats.
The thing about regret is you don't regret not doing what you don't want to do.
Sure. Yes.
My parents know I don't want kids. They've known pretty much my whole life. I've kind of prepped them already, don't ask because you know the answer.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're free to do that. In the Western world, if you don't want to have kids, you don't want to get married, you want to be a lesbian, you want to be a polyamorous other kin, hey, have fun.
In terms of pressure from my family, I don't get it quite so much from my parents, but I do get it from my grandmother.
Jewish grandmother, little babushka, making the matzo ball soup. Yes, I understand.
Pressure to marry somebody Jewish so that I could raise Jewish kids.
Yeah, well, shalom, you know?
I understand that she's where she's coming from and
yes, and you still reject it.
I know she just wants the best for me, but at the end of the day, I always end the conversation saying, it's my decision, it's my life.
Identify that.
Absolutely it is. It is your choice, your decision. You lead the life you want to lead. If you don't want to have kids, don't. Again, I go back to what is this video about?
Afro-Latina. My father is from the Dominican Republic. He has African roots. My mother is from Puerto Rico. So when I think about, if I were raising a child in this world, a black child in this world,
Raising a black child in this world.
control how other people perceive that.
My mother was bent on me having kids. Oh, they would be so perfect.
Yeah, well, she can't force you to have kids. So again, the point would be what of this?
But I've spoken to them and I've started saying I'm pushing 40 and my time is up. And I've been saying that since I was 35. I'm now 36.
Yeah, there's a time limit.
But it seems to work.
My stepmother we were fighting and she said, "You'll see what this is like when you have kids." And I said, "I'm never having kids." And she said, "Yes, you will. You don't know what you want. You'll change your mind. You'll see."
Yeah, well, when you're 15, for example, a lot of things change. I mean, the hormones get going, the puberty, the attention from the boys, it'd be hard to make a life decision when you're 15. Now, it seems to have worked out for you, good for you, but for a lot of other women, they think, I don't want to get married. I want to be an L. I want to be a T. I want to be a, and then, 22, 23, it's like, yeah, well, it's a phase. Oh God.
What doesn't occur to people is that a 5-year-old could walk up to a grown-up and say, "I can't wait to be a mommy when I grow up." And
it's the patriarchy.
they will never say you'll change your mind. But if a little 5-year-old girl comes up and says, "I don't want kids," she's loony, or she's too young. She can't possibly know her mind.
Well, 5-year-old kids, I know they can decide life-changing things at this point because they could get their weenies whacked off because they're the other. Oh, God. Oh, my.
Guys in my past have been like, oh, she'll make a great mom. This is perfect. It's been important to find someone who is interested in and cares about me for me.
Interesting. If men say the same thing, some men going down their own path, for example. We're not interested in that, because we think of this and that. And I just want, a woman to love me for me, not what I can provide for her. Well, we're terrorists.
And not what I can produce for him.
Oh, God.
I have Tinder and I'll see guys on there that are maybe 10 years older than me and they're looking to start a family. I'm like, that's probably the worst thing you could put in your bio.
It is for you, though. Young lady, you are not all woman. You understand this? I'm 22, and I speak for all. No, you don't. A lot of women want to have children. They would like to get married, perhaps, or be in a polyamorous other kin wolf pack. Whatever, doesn't matter. You don't speak for all women, but you think you do, because I'm 22 and I've got a freshly minted gender studies feminist degree. Do you even comprehend what you're saying at this moment?
Because that's making every woman run away.
No, it's not. No. It's making you run away, and you're not every woman. I'm every woman. Can't you see? Boom.
I mean, at least that's how I see it.
I think we need goat. Give me the goat. Damn it.
Nowadays, dating in New York City is really tough.
Dating in New York City. Yeah. Our friend here is averagely attractive, right? I mean, she's got a great personality. She's fun, smiles a lot, everything. She's hoping to land one of the bankers in New York City, infested by women who have their eggs drying up as they speak, trying to land one. Dear, I'm not trying to put you down, but you might have better luck in Columbus, Ohio.
I don't go on more than 3 or 4 dates with somebody.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Not on purpose, just because, dating sucks.
I agree. Cheers to you.
But it hasn't come up, it hasn't become a deal breaker up to this point.
Yeah, but it will.
My partner and I were very serious in our relationship once we moved and bought a home.
Why did they bury the microphone in cotton balls here? What did I miss?
He and I had a discussion about whether we wanted children, and both of us agreed that we don't. I think he just agreed with my decision not to, more so than anything.
Dear, you have all the reproductive rights. Men have none. And so you think, well, I'm going to make myself feel better. Well, he agrees with me because I'm a strong and powerful woman. He has no fucking say in whether you have a child or not. It's up to you. So he can say whatever he wants. And his option is, look, I want to have children. I'm going to go get another one, another girlfriend or married or whatever. He's agreeing with you because he has no option. Do you get it, sweetie?
I'm because he respects whatever I decide to do with my body. So.
Jesus. I do need another beer. Oh my God.
There are lots of other things that make a woman a woman.
Yeah, sure. Career. She's got a degree in X.
Caring and nurturing.
Degrees will never give men a boner. Just pointing it out.
I love teaching and the passing on of like traditions and culture and knowledge.
Good. Cool. I'm glad you're happy. Again, you get back to what are we arguing about here? What are you pushing back against? Because whatever it is, it ain't happening.
All that stuff that goes with being a woman. But I don't have to have a child to do that.
Of course not. It's your choice. But you are going to run into some men, for example, you might be interested in. They want to have kids. And if you say, no, I'm not going to have kids, okay, have a nice day. Pay for your own dinner.
Why can't women have that independence? Why can't...
You do, dear. You do. What the hell are you? Where are you living? Which planet? Pluto? What is this?
Women have all these careers or have these passions
They have jobs.
that are unhindered by any sort of extra responsibility
Well, we wouldn't want any responsibility for women. No way.
placed on them.
There's something about women who don't want kids that is, in a way, threatening in the same way a happily single woman is threatening.
Not even in the same ballpark there, sweetie. Not even close.
You want to have kids? That's fine.
Well, thank you for your permission, 22-year-old cunt. Appreciate it.
I need you to respect my life choice not to have kids.
I don't care about your life choices. How's that? Does anyone care what the hell she does with her life? Nobody here. So, this self-importance, what is this? Well, I'm gonna do it. Nobody cares.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah. Except, however, if a man decides to not do what he is supposed to do according to the script, well, then he's a terrorist, isn't he?
Women aren't allowed to necessarily make decisions in a very confident way.
What the where do I live? Are we in the United States, in the Western world, and you're telling me women, well, I just gotta follow the
You're
script?
supposed to just follow a script.
What the fuck is this? What script are you following? From 1953, perhaps? I don't even get it.
And I think because women who have chosen to be childless aren't following that script.
The script from 1957 that no longer exists. Again, did F-ism work or it didn't? If you're telling me you have to follow a script from 70 years ago, that would tell me F-ism failed. Are you going to admit this?
It makes people really uncomfortable.
There's no one way to be a woman. We all just want the best for ourselves. So
Yeah, and men do too. And so when we decide to not get involved in the marriage contract with the government, however, we're terrorists.
So let's all accept that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I'll put the links below. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.